Hello, my friends. This is Joy out here in Las Vegas. As you might have heard, earlier this evening there was a shooting in the Fashion Show Mall in just outside of Nordstrom, in between Nordstrom and Dillard's. And as all of you have known, well, you might not know, but I have been actively practicing, I would like to define it as self-awareness and learning how to create my experiences versus react to what's happening in the moment. And that just means I guide my thought, and when it feels bad, I switch it to another thought to keep myself in a state of happiness and relaxed ease and joy and peace. For me, that means I trust in God, and I believe that everything works out for me, and even if I don't understand it. For others, it might be that they're just really in tune with how they feel and they know how to use their inner guidance system. So when you're able to stay in this state of blessing and peace and you don't entertain the thoughts of depression or fear, basically what happens is when you're in a good state of mind, you are more likely to hear your inner guidance and your impulses. And usually when that happens, oh, by the way, I'm walking my dog, so she's pulling me from to and fro. But usually when that happens, you'll avoid accidents when you hear an impulse, or you'll turn right and avoid meeting up with someone who's not exactly the best for you in that moment. And today is a really good example of how my practiced self-awareness and alignment with God and with who I really am really paid off. So I had taken a break right before the shooting and walked down underneath the mall into the garage, which is just directly under where the shooting took place. And I was playing my little game and listening to my audios, and I took an extra couple of minutes on the break. I kind of had a weird impulse. It wasn't weird at the time, I just had an impulse. I had to sit here a little longer. And it's funny because I don't know why I did that. I didn't give it any thought. I was just involved in what I was doing on my phone, and I just stayed a few minutes longer. And then I saw these girls and a guy run past, and then shortly after, a security guard come by and say, that there's something going on in the mall, that we should get out fast and don't go inside. And I was like, okay, that's weird. And then my son calls me, and Anthony works upstairs at Nordstrom in the E-Bar, so he was right out in front of it. And he had already booked it with some of his coworkers into a car and got out of the mall ASAP. Whereas the people who didn't get out right away were on lockdown. But he told me not to go up into the mall, but to go under the garage through like this little underground tunnel thingy, not a tunnel, but just like a little ramp to go up to the first floor of the main garage. And when I got up to the first floor, of course I'm huffing and puffing because I'm walking up a hill and I'm, a little bit nervous. When I got up there were cops that were like kind of squatted out on the sides of the buildings, and they were telling people that were sitting around to leave right away, and their guns were raised, and it looked like a movie. It was crazy. And then I was waiting for the elevator so I can go to the fourth floor where my car was, and I was like, I had a feeling I shouldn't wait down there for this elevator, so I started booking it up flights of stairs to the fourth floor. And once I got to the fourth floor, oh my God, I was so out of wind, not only because of running upstairs, but because I was a little bit nervous, and I was also thankful at the same time. I had a peace about me though. And then I got in the car and started going down the ramps, and as I went down to the second ramp, cops stopped me with their guns raised and told me immediately to open all my windows and pop my trunk. And then I did that, and then they checked and then they let me go, and I got out of there and went across the street to Crash Academy where I do my fitness. But I was just thinking about how awesome it was that I had an impulse and I could hear it at the moment. And I think that's just because I've learned to discipline myself to just be in a state of ease all the time and not let momentum of negative thought take me down a path of being clouded. Because when you start giving real estate in your brain to negative thoughts or offenses or people that piss you off, then what happens is there's a momentum that takes place. And the longer you think about it, after about 10, 15 seconds, you end up getting more mad and more angry, and you start feeling like crap. And then science even shows when you think that way, your body releases hormones and different things that cause you to get even more sick and more, your body breaks down faster when you are releasing these hormones. So it's super important to recognize that, because then you can have a longer life, healthier body, if you're able to learn to guide your thought instead of just reacting lazy, sloppily thinking all the time. And it's really cool when you start recognizing that power. But anyway, y'all, me and Anthony are both safe, and I'm just blessed, and I'm excited that I avoided walking up that escalator right at the time the shooting happened. Because like, if I didn't stay a couple minutes down there, I would have been going up the escalator right where the shooting happened. So anyway, bless you all, and remember, choose joy now, because now is all you have, for sure.